Hey boys and girls, this week we are going to be focusing on funny words. Words that sound funny by name, but actually have a meaning. So let's go ahead and get started. Please make sure you put your name on your paper. Makes it easier for me to grade whenever you turn it in. Today is the 8th. Alright, so just repeat after me. We have poppycock, slugabed, bamboozle, scalawag, pollywog, ballyhoo, dilly-dally, hobnob, bonkers, and gobbledygook. Really interesting words, but they actually have meanings, okay? They sound or look funny, but they have meaning. Poppycock means nonsense. When you bamboozle someone, you trick that person. A pollywog is a tadpole, which is a frog in a very young stage. If you dilly-dally, you waste time. Bonkers means crazy or mad. Mad as in crazy, not mad as in angry. Someone who is lazy is a slugabed or slugabed. A scalawag is a rascal or a scamp. Someone who likes to joke around and be silly. If you hobnob with someone, you are on familiar terms with that person, meaning you've met them before, you know them, you're kind of socializing with them. Gobbledygook is writing or speaking that is long and windy and hard to understand. Just kind of like when someone goes on and on and on and on, and it's kind of hard to follow along with them because they've been talking forever and ever. And they might squirrel a couple of times talking about other things. If there is an uproar about something, there is a lot of ballyhoo. Uproar about something. Alright, so for your part A of your homework this week for tonight, you are to read the words in each row. Listen, this one's different. Most of the time you have to circle. For this one, you are going to cross out the word that does not have a similar meaning to the vocabulary word. So we'll go ahead and do number 1 first. Bamboozle, going back to the definitions, bamboozle means if you trick someone. Well, we have the word fool, bamboo, or deceive. Bamboo is a type of plant. Fool is when you're bamboozling someone, you're tricking someone. If you deceive someone, you're tricking them too. So I am just going to put an X on bamboozle because it does not belong. So 2 of the words in each row you won't do anything to. You're only going to put an X on one word that does not have the similar meaning. And so they have 8 of those. You only have to do 7 now since we did number 1 together. And then for 1 and 2 down here, that makes all 10 of the words. You'll be using all 10 of the words. They have a picture of someone lying in bed. You need to go back up to the definitions and the meanings to determine what word that is. And then we have a little picture here of this creature. You'll need to go back up to the definitions and examples to figure out which one that is. You will be using all 10 words. This assignment is due tomorrow, which is Tuesday, April 9th. Your next assignment will be due Thursday, which will be April 11th. Remember up here, we write our little context clues, reminder. Okay, because over here on this page they give you the definitions or they give you the meaning of those words, what those words actually mean. And so what you have to do is look at what are the context clues they're giving you in each sentence and determine which word fits best. Okay, and we'll do one here in just a minute together. Please remember to do part B. I feel like every time I go over this with you all, I'm always saying that, and someone or several people always kind of forget to do part B. You're going to get those wrong. That's 4 wrong. If you get all of these right up here, but get these wrong, it's only 10 out of 14, which is the 71C. So please make sure that you take care of that. You're writing to learn for extra credit. It can be worth 5 points. The topic is write a poem full of poppycock or full of nonsense, and you have to use at least 2 vocabulary words. This will need to be written on the back. If you choose not to do it because that's not your jam, that's fine. Just go ahead and mark through it. Let's go ahead and go back up to A, and we'll do number 1 together. It says, the crowd went blank when the home team won. Well, the fact that the home team won means that I'm pretty excited, right? Like there's got to be something exciting going on. I wouldn't necessarily use poppycock because that means the crowd went nonsense. The crowd didn't bamboozle anyone. They didn't trick anyone when the home team won. Has nothing to do with a tadpole or a frog. I don't think they're wasting their time when the home team won. Bonkers, the crowd went bonkers when the home team won. That makes sense. So I'm going to hold off to that one. They didn't waste time. Let's see. I don't think they were lazy or rascal or a scamp. They weren't on familiar terms like talking with someone that they already knew. They weren't writing or speaking real long and windy and hard to understand. There might be an uproar, though. So for this one, what I would do is I'd say, okay, well, this could be ballyhoo. Well, I don't know that it would be ballyhoo. Look up here. It says if there's an uproar about something. So you're not going to go ballyhoo. That's not something. It's not a verb. It's actually a noun or an adjective describing something. So I think that we would probably be better going with the bonkers. They went bonkers. They went crazy. They were so excited. So for number 1, we would choose bonkers. And after I put bonkers down as my answer, I am going to mark it out because I'm only going to use the 10 words up top. As always, if you all have any questions, please feel free to ask. And make sure you're studying these words really well because for your test at the end of the week, they're going to ask you questions about the words like why might you dilly-dally or what might cause you to go bonkers. So you're going to have a pretty good understanding of what these words mean.